It was a dark, stormy night when Sarah, a young woman in her 20s, found herself walking down a quiet street, her footsteps echoing in the silence. She had just left a friend's party and was headed home, the wind howling around her, trees swaying dangerously in the storm. As she passed the old, abandoned carnival grounds on the edge of town, she noticed something strange, a dim light flickering in one of the rundown tents. Her heart skipped a beat. The carnival had been closed for years, its once vibrant colors faded and peeling. What could be happening there at this hour? Curiosity got the best of her. She walked toward the tent, pulling her coat tighter against the chill. As she neared the entrance, she heard soft, unsettling music playing from within. It sounded like a calliope, eerie and warped by the wind. The light in the tent pulsed, as though something, or someone, was moving inside. Without thinking, Sarah stepped inside. Her breath caught in her throat as she took in the sight before her. The tent was filled with mirrors, all reflecting a grotesque, warped version of the world. In the center, there was a figure dressed in a tattered clown costume, his face painted with a wide, maniacal grin. His eyes, however, were hollow, dark pools that seemed to swallow the light around them. "Hello, little girl," the clown said, his voice a low, rasping whisper. "I've been waiting for you." Sarah froze, her heart hammering in her chest. She tried to back away, but the tent seemed to stretch, the entrance growing farther and farther as the clown's laugh filled the air, louder and louder, a sound that made her skin crawl. With a sudden burst of fear, she turned and ran, but the tent seemed to twist around her, trapping her in a labyrinth of mirrors. The clown's figure followed her, always in the reflection, but never in the same place. His laughter grew more and more erratic, almost manic. "Run, little girl, run!" he taunted, his voice now echoing from all directions. "But you'll never leave. You're already mine." Sarah's pulse raced as she spotted an exit at the far end of the tent. She sprinted toward it, her legs trembling with exhaustion. Just as she reached the opening, the clown lunged from the shadows, his hand brushing her shoulder with cold, bony fingers. With a final scream, Sarah tore free, stumbling out of the tent and into the storm. But when she looked back, the tent was gone. There was nothing but the empty, desolate carnival grounds, silent under the weight of the night. The wind howled, and somewhere in the distance, she could hear the faintest sound of a calliope. As she made her way home, Sarah couldn't shake the feeling that something was following her. Something that would always be waiting in the darkness, just behind her, lurking with that same twisted, clownish grin.